The Cologuard was actually an interesting thing because you just like shit in a box. It's so weird. It's such a weird thing. You put this thing on top of your toilet, then you like take it out and put it in a box and mail it. It's like you're playing a prank on somebody. I go to put it in like a UPS thing and I'm like, this is like something I dreamed about doing when I was a kid.
This is the kind of shit we talk about when we're ordering subs at Wegmans.
It's amazing. So I'm hoping they have a colonoscopy special area in here. I can't have any raw vegetables because I have a colonoscopy in a few days. So
that's part of it?
Yeah. So in advance, you get all these instructions. And obviously the main instructions are they give you this mix of stuff to make you get all the waste out of your body the day before, which is, from what I hear, not the most enjoyable experience. But in the instructions are, oh, by the way, 5 days in advance, no raw vegetables, no nuts.
5 days?
And so the way, at first I was like, oh, that's dumb. I'm not doing that. But then I was like, you know what? I don't, like, they probably don't just make these instructions to get people to avoid, like, it's probably, you know, based on historic experience, you know, the lead up to the colonoscopy is going to go better if you listen to this.
Right,
so,
and the last thing you want is, like, colonoscopy part 2.
Well, like Jennifer said, if it
time.
Doesn't work right, they're just going to give you an enema when you're there. And that is going to be, it's not bad, but it's not great. So, like, it's basically tuna, Swiss cheese. Why not get it melted, you know?
Might as well.
Right?
Yeah, you gotta order from the colonoscopy friendly.
Yeah. I'm going to go up to the counter and be like, I'll take the colonoscopy special. They'll be like, oh, tuna melt?
All right.
One tuna melt coming right up.
Step 1329. Do not place your item in the bagging area.
How much?
$22 because it's the triple pineapple creamsicle. You got me that, and
is that like 800 calories per can?
Got me. I don't know. It's super good though.
Oh, tangerine sunrise.
Yeah, we had that one when we were there.
Is that the?
That was the second IPA that we had.
Okay.
So we had this summer shandy. We had tangerine sunrise. We had pressure lift.
Oh yeah, good selection.
I have the Velcro walls. Like, look at that. 6.2.
That's a candidate. It's fun. I got to pick out a variety pack here that's gonna make our viewers proud. Ooh, what's that? Sunshine Lager? Trobes?
Look at this. Bodacious Vagabond New England IPA 7%. That's a candidate.
That's a candidate.
You get a couple of those.
A couple care packages.
Interesting. Full Modelo Negros.
The solid play. Oh yeah. Modelo Negro with lime is choice. What about that Sunshine Lager? It's got salt and lime. The Trobes. What's the count
That's
on
going to
that?
be like a Mexican 4.3.
I didn't know Sam Adams made a juicy IPA.
Get a couple of those.
Learn something new every day.
And
That
this
Tangerine
Vagabond
Express,
has
what's this one right here?
I've had that. That's not that good. Oh. That's the Hulk Hogan. We should try it.
We
gotta get it.
We gotta
Want to get one and split it?
Let's get one, brother.
Yeah. Brother. Like, just straight up ale. Switchback.
Okay.
And it's got the bottle that's like
It's close to the
Banquet.
Banquet.
It's as close as Banquet as we're going to get. Panera disguised itself as a Wegmans just to get back at you.
This has got serious Panera vibe.
When they ask us to go wait in the second line, then you know.
That's when you know your
goose
is
is cooked.
cooked.
It's a trick. It's an evil Panera trick.
I'd have to look at the line there. It's not looking very good. Yeah, I think this is like a Wegmans Panera mashup.
Yeah. Collab.
Make sure to tell them about the colonoscopy.
Yeah. Do I get a discount?
What's good, everybody? I'm Johnny Danger.
I'm Jesse Wheeler.
And we are
The Dangerous Dudes.
Yeah, tuna melt. It was a good compromise. 5 days, though.
I know.
5 days. That much prep time?
That's
You should get a colonic. You basically are.
it's a self-imposed colonic.
You're going to be a new man.
Basically, orange is one of the flavors you're allowed to get because they were specific. There's like some flavors you're not supposed to get.
What's your favorite Gatorade?
The best Gatorade is the cucumber lime,
It is.
but
Can't find it.
it's hard to find. For standard flavors, I like the original.
I like the original and the orange. The lemon lime and the orange. Reminds me of being a kid and like...
Right, orange was the second flavor that came out. I do like the original. I like fruit punch. They have all these crazy flavors now, like berry blast and all this bullshit. I like the lemon lime.
Yeah, where is the cucumber lime? They need to bring that back.
I keep throwing these, the nubs off the end. In 5 years, I'll have a cigar tree. A Cohiba one, too.
Good thinking.
Is, you know.
Which is nice. Oh, man. That's why you make the big bucks.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. I always have these good ideas. I have brilliant ideas, and they look at me like head turned like, you think that's going to work?
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I have moments. You know that song, One in a Million, that we used to do with Castle Bravo? I wrote that song and the lyrics. And one of the lines is, "You're borderline brilliant."
Yeah.
Like, borderline. I do feel that way sometimes. I feel like when I'm operating at a high level, like the synapses are firing, the words are flowing. It really feels like I'm operating at a very high level intellectually. And then there are other moments where I really question if my mom's not telling me something like
why? How did I forget how to do this? Like something basic. I get that.
So we were just at the Magenta show at Crowbar Arcade in Binghamton. Great show. As you know, Keegan and Caleb are in this new band Magenta. We're stoked for them. And their crowd's pretty young. You know, they're younger. They're in their mid-20s. We're not.
We aren't?
We used to be. And you can tell there are certain signs, you know, when you're getting older. Pretty easy, obvious ones to spot, right? Like you start looking at menus like pretty far away. You keep asking, what was that? Say that again. There are aches and pains. There are definite deficits in patience that you have for stuff. Tend to go to bed a little earlier.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like
don't want to go anywhere.
But I felt like, other than the reading glasses, I had kind of sailed past the other ones. I can hear fine. I do like to go to bed a little earlier sometimes now, but like I'm not driving super slow in traffic. You know, like that's one of the stereotypes of old people. You know, just complaining about everything or being a little petty about stuff. We were at that show, and the kids are slamming into each other. I wouldn't really call it moshing because there was no circle, but it was like, I call it like slam dancing.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you go this way, I go that way, and we smash into each other, and it's fun, right? I guess. But we're just sitting up against the bar, and I'm leaning. You know, I got my cane right here. I'm like pretty much hoisted against the bar. I've got good position. Jennifer, your girlfriend's sitting here to my right. And there's all these kids. They just come from like this makeup concert where they're all dressed up and slamming into each other. And I just look over her. I was like, we're getting old. Like these kids in front of us, there was this big kid and there was a small kid. The small kid jumps up on his back, piggybacking him, and he just starts spinning around and around and around and around. And I was like, this is how I know I'm getting old. I'm enjoying the concert. Sounds amazing. I'm having a cold beer. And the only thing I'm thinking of is, man, what's going to happen when one of these kids inevitably falls on the ground and smashes their head in the concrete? Do their parents have insurance on them? Like, these are the things that you're just formulating through my mind. I don't want to like stop them and say like, hey, you know what you're doing? Super dangerous. But it's what
I
I'm
wanted
thinking
to
of.
stop them. Yeah, because I'm like, we're gonna see some sort of accident happen, and then we're gonna be the ones in charge, because it's like we're gonna be the only ones that know, like, all right, do this, do that, and nothing happened.
Nothing happened, but like there were some near misses. There were some bloody lips, and like I was expecting some chipped teeth.
Yeah,
there wasn't. But it's like that's the only thing I'm thinking of is like my concern was for the safety of these kids in front of us that didn't know any better. It's like, okay, like I'm sure you're having a great time, but you know what happens next, right? One of you is going to lose their balance and tip the other one over, and you're going to smash your face into the monitor.
Be the old guy's like, you kids be careful.
Right,
be careful,
I stopped short of that. But it's the only thing that I was thinking of was like, damn it, somebody's going to get hurt.
I admire the youthful energy and the
the commitment,
the just the all out. I'm here for the music. I'm having a great time. They're not there to party or drink or anything. They were there for the music, and they want to like dance like maniacs.
Positive energy,
and it's incredible. It's great energy, but
great vibe.
It was like I felt like throughout that set, the Magenta set, it was just like we were inches from disaster.
Really close. I call it close to chaos.
Yeah,
we were close to chaos. Or like that, you know, just imagine like the music stops and we're waiting for an ambulance.
Yeah.
And I felt like telling the kids, like, how fun is that? You think that's cool?
Right.
You think doing alcohol is cool? You think smashing your head on the floor, you know, at an arcade is cool? But
yeah.
The other thing is, what is the deal with young kids and handshakes?
Nobody. Now we're the real old. Now we're like. Now it's like, okay, boomer. Like,
I know, but like
nobody knows how to shake a hand anymore.
Under the age of 35 know how to shake somebody's hand anymore. You stick your hand out, and like and it was this kid that I knew. I won't name drop, but I went to shake his hand, and he just kind of looked at me, and he like kind of pointed. It did one of these like little turn things, but did not grab my hand. And I just looked at him.
They want to do the fist bump.
It's either I like the low grab pull. I don't want to do like, you know, the Charles Schwab welcome to the board meeting handshake. You know, I'm not doing like the, you know, you're marrying my daughter handshake. It's just a quick grab. Hey man, how's it going? Low grab, move on with your life. Fist bump is really nice too.
Sure.
But sometimes you'll stick your hand out, and I don't know if it's post-COVID, if they're worried about germs, or if they just don't know what like a handshake is.
You get like the limp on the other side that you're like squeezing, and it's like almost like they don't understand the deal.
It's like you're trying to help them along.
I stick my hand out, we shake hands, and that is something I've noticed. It's a lost art.
It's a lost skill, I guess. I don't even know.
Now we sound really old.
Yeah, and I'm I do like feel
goddamn kids.
I do feel like I'm one of the, you know, I feel like I'm one of the cool ones. I'm gonna, you know, fight aging, kicking and screaming the whole way. I don't want to get old, but I think about these things and I see it happening. It's like, oh my God, this is what it's like. Where you're willfully pull away from something if you're like, yeah.
At least we're cognizant of it. Like,
what about that show up in Fredonia?
Yeah,
we did this house party.
That was, you know. That was you know, you're an old guy slap right across the face. Do a house party at a college, you know, not a dorm, but, you know, a house of college kids. And
we were by far
not even close. There. We were double the age of the next oldest person. And so we were certainly the only people there that had 4s or 5s at the front of our age. There's no question about that. So you get that right when you walk in, and it's like...
Well, we're used to it, right? So,
of course.
In Tijuana Danger Dogs, as some of you may know, our sons are in our band with us, and they're, even though we had them young, there's like there's a 23-year gap between me and Keegan. I don't know about you and Caleb probably 24,
24.
24-year gap. So it's not huge.
Right.
And, you know, we do connect. Like, they were born in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really felt like a huge gap there. But you go to our shows and there's our group and then there's their group. But in this case, it was nothing but their group because Asia, my daughter, put the show on. She was working as an intern for our band as one of her, program requirements. So it was really great. She set up the show. They had, a person at the door. They had merch. There's 2 other bands. And the house was packed. It's a classic college house party. We've done the underground basement shows, all young people. That's fine. And I just love the youthful energy. They have these straight edge parties, right? Where it's just music, no alcohol and drugs. I mean, maybe that happens after the show, but it's like the show is just music, kids, and energy. And I love it. But this one was glaring. And they had the coffee table with Playboy and Hustler magazines.
Oh God.
And I didn't go anywhere near it. And they had classic, old vintage Hustler and Penthouse Playboy magazines on this coffee table. And I just nudged you. I was like, hey, dude, we could be the creepiest dudes in the world.
It was already
I dare you to grab a Playboy magazine and just start reading it.
It was already the elephant in the room that there's these 2 old guys that hopefully most of the kids understood that the only reason that we were there because we were in one of the bands. Would have been amazing if we weren't in one of the bands and we were still there. Like, oh yeah, we're students here at Fredonia. We just look old for our age.
Hi, I'm Gus. You guys got any pounders?
Yeah. Can I get one of those TBR?
But you guys any malt liquor?
But obviously we were there because we were in one of the bands, and the kids were all cool. Nobody treated us like we were weirdos and we shouldn't be there.
No,
but they would have if we had pick up the magazine and been like, hey, check this out. They would have been quickly like, all right, this show's canceled. Get these weirdos.
I was just picturing you and I sitting next to each other and just holding up the magazine and saying, dude, check this.
It's an amazing move for kids to even have those on a coffee table.
I didn't go anywhere.
It just reminded me of the Seinfeld where the dentist has Playboys. Tim Watley has the Playboys in the waiting room. It's like...
No, he had Hustler and Pals.
Yeah. Whatever it was.
The naughty ones.
And so, it's such a great... you can only... Honestly... You only get away with that in college or in a young dude house.
Right.
Nobody else gets away.
The stuff we saw hung up on their walls. It's hilarious.
It was just insane.
This means that you're not living with your parents and you can do whatever the hell you want.
Literally,
it's hilarious.
Let's put Playboys out on the coffee table. Yeah, that's a great idea. I honestly have never seen it before in my life.
It was a bold move,
but it was one of those moments where we're the old guys.
Yeah, but it was still wicked fun.
It was an amazing show. The kids were great when we played.
We did not go to bed early that night. We rented a hotel in Jamestown. Jamestown's a really cool town. If you haven't been to Jamestown, you should check it out. If you live in the Western New York.
It's Western New York, yeah.
Area.
Got some gas station pizza.
Yeah, I got some Crosby's pizza. Brought it back to the hotel. They had a nice selection of drinks in the hotel lobby, and we stayed up till
way too late.
4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, way too
I haven't
late.
done that in a while. That was old times.
But it was a fun
we were
road
making
trip.
bad decisions.
Turned out to be a great gig. And when we got there and we saw the house, I'm like, I don't know what did Asia get us into. This has got the makings of a disaster.